Dear friends, today we will see DC distribution systems, then how DC distribution systems are classified, then how the DC distribution system calculations will be performed. So, classification of distribution system. So, we will see the actual overview of classification of distribution system. So, it can be classified under different consideration for distribution systems. Type 1 is type of current. According to type of current, AC distribution system and DC distribution system. According type of construction, overhead system and underground systems, that is overhead transmission line system and underground lines. Then according to type of service, whether it is applicable for general lighting purpose and power purpose, industrial purpose, industrial power purpose, railways, street lighting, etc. And number of wires, it also classified according to number of wires, that is 2 wire, 3 wire and 4 wire systems. 2 wire and 3 wire systems are applicable for both AC and DC distribution systems, and 4 wire system is applicable for AC distribution system. Then we have scheme of connections, that is radial distribution systems, ring or loop distribution systems, interconnected distribution systems. Then we will see DC distribution system. DC supply is required for operation of variable speed machinery, that is DC motors, for electromechanical work and for congested areas where storage battery reserves are necessary. For this purpose, AC power is converted into DC power at substation by using converting machinery, example mercury arc rectifiers and motor generator sets, and many converter mechanisms. Then type of DC distributor in terms of wiring. So number of wires. The DC supply from the substation may be obtained in the form of 2 wire or 3 wire for distribution. First of all, we will see. Now we will see 2 wire and 3 wire DC systems. So in a 2 wire system, only 2 solid conductors are used. So in between these 2 solid conductors, load is connected across, that is potential will be V plus minus. Whereas in a 3 wire system, the additional neutral conductor is placed where each phase plus and neutral and negative and neutral possess a potential of V, and the total potential absorbed across the motor will be observed as 2 times of the voltage. So 2 outer and middle or neutral wires is earthed at the substation. Voltage between the outer is twice the voltage between either of outer and neutral wire. Advantage of the 3 wire system is available 2 voltages at the consumer terminals, loads requiring high voltage connected across the outer rings, and lamps and heating circuits requiring less voltage are connected between either outer and neutral. Then method of obtaining 3 wire DC systems. This is one of the technique. So we will see there are 3 techniques to obtain a 3 wire DC systems: the 2 generator method, 3 wire DC generator method, and balancer set method. So you can observe 2 generators are connected with a common point, so as shown in the figure. So one generator set with respect to one common ground will possess potential V, then another set connected with the common ground will possess potential V. So total, if they are connected in the above in the given diagram, then total potential can be obtained up to 2 times of the voltages. So DC generator G1 and G2 are connected in series, and the neutral is obtained from the common point between generator. G1 supplies a current of I1, G2 supplies a current of I2. Difference of load current on the both side, I1 minus I2, flows through the neutral wire. Disadvantage of this system is it requires 2 separate generators. Now we'll see 3-wire DC generator. In a 3-wire DC generator systems, the coil is having high reactance and low resistance is considered. From the midpoint of the coil, a tapping is taken out so that the potential across this wire and the outer wires will be V, and total potential across the outer wires will be 2V. So it consists of a standard wire, 2-wire machine with one or more 2 coils of high reactance and low resistance that connected to opposite points of the armature winding. Neutral wire is obtained from the common point. Then we have balancer set. The 3-wire system can be obtained from 2-wire DC system by the use of balancer set. So you can observe in this diagram, so with the help of a balancer set, the coil, so you can obtain the potential of 2 times of E, outer ring and neutral, and across the generator you can observe the 2 times of poles, 2 times of the potential across the outer and the neutral. So G is the main generator, 2-wire DC generator, and supplies power to the whole system. The balancer set consists of 2 identical DC shunt machines A and B coupled mechanically with their armatures and field windings joined in series across the outers. The junction of their armature is earthed and neutral wire is taken out. The advantage of this system is it maintains the potential difference on the 2 sides of the neutral equal to each other. Then type of DC distributors. So DC distributors are again further classified in terms of according to the voltage drops or load connected. Voltage drop along distributor is considered as main factor while designing a distributor. It depends upon the nature of load and also on feeding, whether it is fed at one end or both ends. According to loading, a distributor can be classified fed at one end, fed at both ends with equal and unequal voltages, fed at center. DC distributor fed at one end. So it is a simple arrangement, very simple arrangement, where the supply is fed for the distributor AB from the A side. The incoming line, if I consider 3 load tapping C, D and E, so for C tapping I1 current, for D tapping I2 current, for E tapping I3 current, then total current flowing from A will be I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. So the major drawback in the system is, as we go from A to B, C will possess high good voltage profile, whereas D and E further it will decrease. The potential across D and E will decrease due to the voltage drops of the current flowing I1 into the loads and I2 into the loads. So the current in the various section of the distributor away from the feeding point goes on decreasing. Thus current in section AC is more than the current in section CD, and the current in section CD is more than the current in section DE. The voltages across the loads away from the feeding point goes on decreasing. Thus in figure, the minimum voltage will occur at the load point E. In case of any fault occurs on any section of the distributor, the whole distributor will have to be disconnected from the supply main. Therefore, the continuity of the supply is interrupted. Now we'll see distributor fed at both ends. In this type of feeding, the distributor is connected to supply mains at the both ends, and loads are tapped off at the different points along the length of the distributors. So from the both ends, A will also having the incoming source and B is also having the incoming source, and loads are tapped at C, D, E. The voltage at the feeding points may or may not be equal. Figure shows a distributor AB fed at ends A and B, and loads of I1, I2 and I3 tapped off at point C, D and E respectively. Here the voltage goes on decreasing as we move away from one feeding point, say A, reaches minimum value and then starts rising and reaches maximum value when we reach the other feeding point. So the minimum voltage occurs at the same load point and is never fixed. So it is shifted with the variation of load on the different section of the distribution. Advantages: if a fault occurs on any feeding point of the distributor, the continuity of the supply is maintained from the other feeding point. In case of fault on any section of the distributor, the continuity of the supply is maintained from the other feeding point. The area of cross section required for the doubly fed distributor is much less than of a singly fed distributor. So the cross sectional area of the conductor distributor material is required is very less comparing with the singly fed distributor. Distributor fed at center. In this type of feeding, the center of the distributor is connected to supply mains as shown in the figure. It is equivalent to two singly fed distributor, each distributor having common feeding point and length equal to half of the total. So here you can observe that A and B are the actual distributor and C is the incoming. So between A and C, two tappings are taken, and between B and C, two tappings are taken. Then ring distributor. In this distributor, it is in the form of ring, closed ring. It is equivalent to straight distributor fed at both ends with equal voltages. The ends are brought together to form a closed ring. The distributor ring may fed one or more than one point. So this is a ring may distributor. So where the distributor may fed with the many incoming lines or may not or may use only one feeding point, whereas you can take many outgoing tappings according to the requirement of the load arrangements.